I do genuinely think there's a war on our attention, on our awareness, and our ability to focus, because when you can't focus, you can't transmute, you can't create. And when you can't create, you can't bring about change. When you can't focus on something long enough to really see it, to really know it, and then turn it into a different form, to make it manifest, when you can't focus, you can't make change. I really feel like if someone from 300 years ago spawned into 2026 and saw two people having a conversation and were able to witness the deterioration of mind, the forgetting what you're going to say, forgetting where we left off, trailing off and not getting to the point, this kind of ping pong of a lot of conversations today due to just the atrophying of focus and attention, I feel like they'd be like, wow, are y'all broken? What happened? Y'all got all this technology. What's going on? I'm trying to speak for myself, not for anybody else. This is just my experience, my perspective. I'm really overstimulated. I've been really overstimulated for a while, and I want to tell you all a little bit about it. My brain kind of turned to soup over the course of about 5 years. And then I've spent 3 years, like after that, just undoing that shit for real. Literally retraining my mind, working to quiet the mind and break the harmful patterns that had formed from years of phone addiction, high key. I think that's got a lot to do with it. Specifically, I've been retraining myself and regaining my ability to focus on a singular topic for a long period of time. The book Deep Work, if you've ever read it, kind of talks about how this is a diminishing skill in today's society. People skim the surface of things. We find shortcuts to things. Our brains have honestly kind of been rewired that we cannot focus or dial in on something for long enough to really get deep, to find depth. All in all, I noticed my attention span dwindle. My short-term memory just like evaporated. Suddenly I can't remember basic things, which I think a lot of people relate to. I lose my train of thought mid-conversation. Like, it does not look healthy. I know y'all seen those TikTok videos about like having ADHD conversations with my friends.
Did I tell you about that date with Steve?
I just got a promotion yesterday.
Oh my gosh, how was your mum's surgery?
I had a
She
Red Bull for the first time yesterday. It was crazy, but she does want to have you over for dinner.
Dude, this cafe changed their matcha. Something is off.
My washing machine literally broke yesterday. I don't know what to do.
So do you want to play pickleball on Saturday or
Anyway,
not?
Me and my friends send these back and forth to each other because whenever we get together, we just go. Like, we just trail off, and we have 16 tabs open at once. Our brains have been rewired to mirror the digital realm where it's just a web. And sometimes it's hard to get to where you're going because you're so distracted by all these other things. And that's terrifying. like that the digital realm has restructured the way me and you talk to each other when we're face to face in the living room. That, I don't know. It's a little scary, you know what I'm saying? It's a little scary. This world of content, we're here. You know, we live in a world where we're always going to have constant access to so much stuff all around us. There's always going to be noise now. There's always going to be chatter. So now we have to manufacture silence. We have to engineer silence into our worlds. Being chronically overstimulated is dulling our antennas. It's interfering with our ability to perceive. I genuinely feel like it gets in the way of us and our connection with God, low key, because our hardware, like our brains, that is kind of like where we and divine connect. It is that divine, it's a computer essentially. And the omnidirectional content, social media, all the constant stimulation of today's world is just like corrupting our hardware, giving us viruses in the form of various mental illnesses and addictions, compulsions. I feel like it's doing a lot. I noticed a sort of deterioration of mind, truly, over years, overlaid with those years that I was more deeply into social media and consuming content. There was a switch where I went into the world of content. For a long time, I was outside of it. And then something changed where I wanted to be part of the world. It feels like I joined the internet. I don't know. But I started being on social media more and more. And for me, at least as an artist, as a sensitive person, as a mystic, as what I am, as a spiritual being, it started to calcify my pineal gland. I think my pineal gland started getting calcified. And so I'm not saying that it's only social media or whatever. I'm sure there are many other factors and so many things around us, even from our food to microplastics to whatever. Like, we're just being drained. We're just being milked as batteries. No one really cares about our health. The world is owned by a handful of people who literally don't care about us. So they'll create things that make them money that kill us because it's like we're just pawns in their game. But anyway, and I'm not trying to jump onto a diagnosis because I'm just not trying to do that. But I genuinely exhibit real signs of ADHD now, and I did not have ADHD before. But if I went and told them, and if they could look at me, bird's eye view throughout the day, they'd be like, yeah, baby, you got something. If it walks like a duck. And it's just wild because I actually had laser focus. I think back to when I was a kid, I had laser focused before I had a phone. I think it's because I wasn't so omnidirectionally stimulated. There was a lot of silence and spaciousness in my day, in my world. My mind went to a place that was pretty scary for a period there. Feeling like I had no control over my thoughts. They just popped in and bombarded me, carving patterns into my brain to the point where my brain memorized that chaos. My mind was just going rogue, just doing what it wanted to do, bringing me thoughts and ideas that I didn't feel like having, that didn't really benefit me. And of course, my brain, being the genius supercomputer that it is, it carved all those patterns, like yours does too. It carved those patterns of chaos into the brain to where the brain just memorized that chaos and keeps perpetuating it on its own. And I really had to pump the brakes and spend many months consciously undoing that damage, consciously becoming more and more aware. And it was honestly kind of like finding my way out of a cave or out of a tunnel. I do genuinely think there's a war on our attention, on our awareness and our ability to focus, because when you can't focus, you can't transmute, you can't create. And when you can't create, you can't bring about change. When you can't focus on something long enough to really see it, to really know it, and then turn it into a different form, to make it manifest, when you can't focus, you can't make change. Social media, the world of content and consumption from all angles, omnidirectionally stimulated all the time. It's so damn overstimulating. And now kids are ushered into it low key as soon as they're born. They don't get to enjoy the spaciousness that older generations got to enjoy. They're born into a world of noise immediately. Audible noise, visual noise, flashing colors, short sound snippets. It's all very stimulating, but it's wiring the brain to be so active. It's like we are evolving out stillness, like we're taking away the brain's ability to conceptualize stillness and nothingness and calmness. I feel like we're engineering an overactive mind, so we're just creating more anxious bodies, more anxious atmospheres. How often is a kid's mind just wandering in complete silence, you know? Now kids are bored. Boredom used to just be where, that's when your imagination came into play. Like, that was the fun. We are just allowing the human mind to be evolved by tech companies. We're putting the legacy of humanity, we're putting the evolution of humans as a species in the hands of tech billionaires. Let's just sit with that for a little bit. Let's just sit with that. I say all this to say that I've just greatly benefited from creating more silence in my life. And if this video can like spark up inspiration, spark up thought or light in even one mind out there, then it's done its job. And I just want to put into you the apparatus that has helped me regain my sense of agency over my attention has been really by engineering notable stretches of silence during the day and just every day sink down into quiet in the body. It doesn't have to be all day, but just make sure there's at least a moment every day in all of your days. Every day, make it a norm that at least once a day you feel that silence. Start there, because if you can just start to engineer silence into your world, and then it'll perpetuate, it'll build momentum, it'll grow, and it'll expand. Our nature is to sit in that silence, to sit in that imaginative nothingness, that free play, that field. We are designed to be in that space. And I genuinely think just starting to be conscious of that, aware of that, and engineering that silence into our day every day, where we sit in it and we memorize the feeling of silence, where we can memorize and rehearse that feeling of silence and nothingness. As we do that, well, as within, so without. For anyone who resonated with anything in this video, let's retrain our brains to anticipate silence, to perpetuate silence, to revel in silence and spaciousness. And sometimes we have to engineer this in our day. If that's sitting in a car, if that's going outside when you normally don't, we got to find it. Just some thoughts. I've just been holding some of these thoughts in my body. Do with them what you will. Leave a comment if anything resonated with you. Subscribe, okay? You know, I'm not your mom, so I can't make you subscribe. I'll just say that, you know, I just think you're kind of cute, and I thought maybe we could, you know, like be friends or whatever, and maybe you can like subscribe, and maybe like when I post my next video, like you'll see me again, and it'll be cute, you know? So, no, but really, tell your mama to subscribe, tell your daddy to subscribe, tell your baby mama and your baby daddy to subscribe, and, you know, you can always make another Gmail account. I know. You can always make another Gmail account and subscribe on that one too. You feel me? So, I love you guys so much. Put down that damn phone. After you watch this video, put down the phone. Just come back on the phone next week, watch another one of my videos, and then put it away again. Just come here, say, hey, we can kiki, we can, you know what I'm saying? And then just click, hang it up. Hang it up. Obviously, I'm just kidding. But anyway, I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. I don't know, it's giving like urban Blues Clues. Where's the lamp? Do you see the clue? That's what it's giving right now.